At the end of the day, some chapters have to close, but don't ever think that a closed chapter is the end of the story. Welcome back to the Andrew Adventure. What an adventure it is. I am Dr. Ben Andrew, and there's some things to talk about. First and foremost, thank all of you for all of your support and love, all of your comments, likes, subscribing on YouTube. The channel is phenomenal. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching us outside of YouTube, take some time, go to YouTube, and check out the channel. It's all positivity. I wanted to jump on here because tonight I have a class to teach. I teach at a local community college and I teach business. And tonight's topic in class is about motivation. And I thought about all of the federal workers in the news right now. We see that there are entire agencies going through mass layoffs. There are endeavors to do the new deferred resignation program. Not the first one, but the second one. And who knows how many times this will be done. What we do know is that the current administration does not want the number of federal employees that currently exists. I want to give you 3 things to consider during this time so that you'd be successful. I know there's going to be a lot of pandemonium. I know there's going to be a lot of podcasters talking about the ills of what's happening. There's also some podcasters out there who are focusing on building from here. That's where I am. I want to give you some information that'll help you to build, because if you don't know it, time keeps moving. Whether you are laid off or not, time keeps moving. What we truly don't want to happen is for you to get into a low place or a state of depression. So I hope to be a voice that will help you to build from this place. Before we get there, let's get this established. You will build from this. Whether you are an existing federal employee and you are challenged with the uncertainty, whether you feel the security that you once had or have had earlier this month, you might have gotten an email that said there's going to be a second deferred resignation. Whatever the case, you can build from this. You can build from this. You have to believe that first. You can build from this. And here's the great news. That was the good news, but the great news is that you will build from this. All right, so firstly, make sure you get all of your documentation. Listen, when my access was shut off, I couldn't get a pay stub. I couldn't get W-2s because the government system, of course, my pay, all of this was connected to my badge, and all of my pay password information was linked to my work email. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I had a troublesome time trying to get a W-2, a pay stub, and so on. You may get an SF-50 in the mail later, but if I were you, I would print out my current SF-50. If you're a federal employee and you don't know what your SF-50 is, it is the form used to document personnel action. You can access that through the OPM website. It is also the form that documents your civil service, and it can be used as proof of verification showing that I was a federal employee. Gather your SF-50, all of your training documentation, all of that, send it to your personal email so that you could have that stored and filed. The second consideration, don't take this stuff personal. Now, I know that is going to be easier said than done. However, hear me out. Don't take it personal. These initiatives of mass firing and the initiative to cut down the federal workforce, it isn't a personal thing. This is a numbers thing. And consequently, a lot of the numbers are people. There are hard-working citizens. There are hard-working civil servants, people who make significantly lower wages than their private sector counterparts, people who have a heart for service, everyday people, your neighbors, people you pass on the highway, everyday Americans. I know it's difficult to cut on the news and hear people in positions of power demonize federal workers. I heard one elected official, she said that federal workers do not deserve their jobs. It's difficult to see this stuff on the news and not take it personal because you know all of the hard work that you do. You know the hard work that you do that others are not doing. You know it. Let that be a personal win for you of knowing that you served with integrity, of knowing that the oath you took after that extensive security clearance, after that extensive vetting of being selected on USA Jobs from a pool of however many people, however many qualified people, you know that you served with integrity and with excellence. Don't allow the news articles to put you in a slump. Take that victory and deposit it in your heart and let it build confidence of knowing that you did what you were supposed to do. At the end of the day, some chapters have to close, but don't ever think that a closed chapter is the end of the story. This is important that you don't take this personal. That leads to the last and final thing for this video that I want you to consider. This may be the most challenging part. Don't allow your online presence to be inundated with your disgust about political persons. And I say that for a reason. There's a difference between voicing your opinion and berating an entire political party. There's a difference between having a disagreement with certain decisions and getting into political spats online. And the reason I keep saying online is because emotionally, you may be hurt. Chances are, as an employee who was laid off or who's challenged with that uncertainty, you are hurt. You are nervous. After all of this that has happened to you, and all of this that's going on and how it impacts your family and your livelihood, it's easy to type some inflammatory things online. Don't post online out of raw and angry emotion. The reason why, as you're applying for jobs, there's employers, HR professionals, individuals who are hiring managers looking. And that's the reality. Whether it's Facebook, whether it's Googling your name, you don't want to be the person who's online on some extreme, radical political stuff and you're striving to take your next step in your career field. Employ some emotion management and vent to some people whom you can confide in and trust. At the end of the day, we still have jobs to do. We still have families to feed. I'm not telling you to suppress emotion and change who you are. I'm just telling you to move with wisdom because you will get through this. And in order for you to get through this, you want your best foot forward. I'll give you an example of how I had to handle that in my own life. When the video went out of me detailing what occurred with my situation, all types of news articles, news companies, producers reached out to me. I was able to get with MSNBC and we put together a great piece. That was a great partnership. However, would you believe that even Chinese news reached out? And there were also several other news outlets who I won't name that reached out. And I thought about, let me research this. Let me research who this is and what they stand for. Because the last thing I want to do is be exploited for some anti American, anti Trump political agenda. Not into it. Granted, I am not a fan of what the administration is doing, but the last thing I want to do is get involved in some political spat and be used as some type of pawn to fight against. I no, no. I live here. I've been all around the world with the military. I like it here. USA, USA. I serve this country, and I am not into getting into brawls in political. That's just it's not me. What I will do is try to encourage people from my ordeal, allowing people to know how I made it through a certain matter. Just because it may be the end of your federal employment role in 2025, it is not the end of your road, ROAD. Hey, I hope this helps. If you have any other tips, any other encouraging statements, any other considerations, put them in the comments. People watch these videos and they gather information from them to inspire themselves and to inspire others.